Every story hides a secret. Let's uncover it. The story begins with an exploration team led by Sophia. The team is present in the Pacific Ocean, where Sophia is searching for a giant female shark named Lilies. Suddenly, their system alerts them that the shark has come very close. Sophia quickly commands the divers, "Go down and surround the shark from behind." Hearing the order, some divers jump into the water, including Sophia's husband, Chris. After searching for a while, they find a dead young whale, but no one understands how it died. When Chris goes closer, he notices marks of shark teeth on its body. Just then, several female sharks appear, and they realize that all of them are Lily's daughters. Moments later, Lily's herself emerges, and everyone is shocked to see her, because her size has become almost double compared to before. 2 months ago, when they last saw Lily's, she was only 3 meters long. But now, in just 2 months, she has grown to 7 meters. Seeing this, Sophia tells Chris, "Quickly take her sample so we can find out the secret behind her rapid growth." Chris gathers courage and goes near to collect the sample, but Lilith immediately attacks him. At the same time, the connection between Chris and Sophia breaks. Sophia panics and jumps into the sea to search for her husband. As soon as she reaches down, she finds Chris's severed hand, but there is no sign of any other diver. She realizes that all of them have fallen prey to the sharks. Still, she doesn't lose hope and decides that she will somehow take the sample from the shark. She moves closer to Lilith and tries to collect the sample, but the shark attacks her as well. Luckily, Sophia gets trapped in a net, but the shark drags the net deeper into the water. Somehow, she manages to free herself and escapes with her life. After this, 3 years pass, and the story shifts to Paris, where 2 young men are fishing in the river. Suddenly, a bomb gets caught in their net. Shocked, they immediately inform the police. As the news of the bomb spreads, journalists also reach the spot. Do you want me to make it more dramatic like a thriller script, or keep it straightforward like a story narration? Just then, the police arrive and explain to the people that during World War II, shells and missiles used to be stored here. So, there is no need to panic. Bombs are often found in this area, but as long as the authorities are present, there is no danger. The people are assured that the river is completely safe. After this, we reach the Whale Conservation Center, where we see Sophia. Now, Sophia has stopped doing research on sharks and instead teaches children about different kinds of fish. During her lecture, she notices a few boys making fun of her. They mockingly say, "Where is the sample your husband brought? Did the shark kill your husband and leave only the sample behind?" Hearing this deeply upsets Sophia, and she leaves the lecture midway. Just then, a girl named Nora stops her and says, "I'm your biggest fan. I follow all your research, especially the ones on sharks." Sophia replies, "I gave up all that research the day my husband died. Please don't remind me of those days. It's too painful for me." She begins to walk away, but then Nora says, "I found out that you had placed a tracking device inside Lily's body." Sophia is shocked. Then, Nora takes her to her organization to explain everything in detail. It turns out that Nora has founded a group dedicated to saving marine creatures, as she deeply loves sea animals. She explains that she has been monitoring Lily for the past 3 years and says, "Sophia, you may not know this, but Lily is now in the river." Stunned, Sophia replies, "That's impossible. Sharks cannot survive in freshwater." Nora explains that climate change and pollution have altered nature, allowing sharks to adapt and live in such conditions. She adds, "Our team is trying to return her to the ocean, otherwise she could die at any time. I'm going diving tonight. Come with me, Sophia." Together, they search for the shark and finally return her to her home. But Sophia warns, "Do you really think diving is that easy? It's extremely dangerous. You could even lose your life doing this. This isn't an ordinary fish. It is actually the most dangerous shark in the world." Sophia leaves the place and returns home. Once she reaches home, she watches the video of her husband's last mission and breaks down in tears. He had told his team that she was with them in that mission. She feels deep regret, knowing the whole team died because of her. Meanwhile, Nora is on a boat in the river with her friend Ben. Nora asks, "Won't you come into the water with me?" Ben refuses and says, "You go. I'll keep an eye on you from here." After that, Nora goes into the water alone and starts searching everywhere for Lilith. At the same time, Sophia is tracking Lilith's movements on the system. She discovers that the shark is heading toward Nora. Shocked, she immediately calls the police and informs them that Nora is searching for the shark alone in the river. Nora continues her search for the shark. Suddenly, she notices a car with clear signs of a shark attack. Just then, she hears the sound of police sirens. Realizing that the police have arrived at the river, Nora quickly comes out of the water and tries to escape. But the police catch Nora because diving into that river is forbidden. At the same time, Sophia arrives there and sees Nora being arrested by the police, but she cannot do anything. Sophia spends the whole night standing near the river, keeping watch on the shark's movements. The next day, Nora is still at the police station because she refuses to explain why she went into the river. She only says, "I just went to bathe." Inspector Adil tells her, "You'll only get out of here when you tell the truth. Forget this bathing story. Do you think we are fools?" Nora replies, "Listen, I went there to look for a shark." Hearing this, Adil laughs and says, "Are you joking? A shark in the river? This water is poisonous. How could a shark even be here? Do you take me for an idiot?" Nora insists, "Believe me, I really went into the water to find the shark," but the officer refuses to believe her. Meanwhile, Sophia is still at the same place where she was the previous night, watching the shark's movements. Deep inside, she feels very scared and nervous, because the shark is extremely close to her. Just then, she gets a call from the police station and is asked to come to the office. When she arrives, she learns that the call was made at Nora's request, so she could prove that a shark really exists in the river. At the same time, the police find a dead body. Seeing the condition of the body on the riverbank, Sophia gets frightened. It was half missing, as if a large creature had bitten it. Sophia says, "This looks like the work of the shark." After that, she goes to the police station and shares everything she knows about the shark with a female investigator. She explains that the shark is extremely dangerous, not like people think. Its size is increasing rapidly, and to send it back to the sea, they will need an expert team. Otherwise, if it stays in the river, it could die at any time. But Nora believes that Sophia and the officer want to kill the shark, so she decides to protect it. The officer then orders Sophia and Adil to ensure the shark is safely transported back to the sea. After this, Sophia heads to the river with a team of divers. Sophia and her team prepare to catch the shark. Meanwhile, Nora quietly follows them and keeps watching the shark's movements from a distance. With the help of a tracker, Sophia and her team locate lilies. The divers quickly put on their suits and enter the river. Nora suspects that they might kill lilies, so she immediately calls her friend Bin and tells her to hack the tracker system, so the divers cannot find the shark's exact location. Bin agrees and shuts down the system. The divers get close to lilies in the water and start sensing her movements. But suddenly, the tracker stops working, and they lose track of the location. They all rush back to the surface before the shark can attack them. Adil is shocked to see the tracker suddenly turn off. He confronts Sophia and says, "I feel like this is your doing. If I find out you're behind this, it will be the last day of your life." Sophia gets upset by his words and walks away. By coincidence, she spots Nora in the distance, secretly watching everything that happened. She quickly realizes that it was her who had damaged the tracker system. That night, Adil is speaking with his officer and says they should set up barriers around the river until they manage to reach the shark. But the officer explains that closing the riverbank isn't possible, because in a few days a huge race festival is scheduled to take place, which cannot be cancelled under any circumstances. It turns out that this festival is actually a major swimming competition in the Seine River, where the country's top professional swimmers will participate. Naturally, the city mayor will not call off the event, since more than $1 billion has already been invested in it. Hearing this, Adil feels very disappointed and begins to look into Sophia's past. He learns everything about what happened after her last mission. Her husband and the entire team had died, and she still blames herself for it. Adil becomes deeply upset, realizing how harshly he had spoken to her and that he had sent her away in anger. The next day, Noura makes a video talking about the cruelty faced by sharks. She explains that every year millions of sharks are killed, so that they could be turned into beauty products or used in the food of the rich. This creature also has the right to live just like humans. Sophia tells some young people like her to join her organization and help safely return a shark named Lollies back to the ocean. Surprisingly, the video goes viral, getting millions of views, and hundreds of young people join her team. Everyone shares the same goal, to safely bring Lollies back to the sea. Later, Adil meets Sophia and says, "I'm sorry for my rude behavior. I promise I'll introduce you to the mayor. You can explain everything to her." After that, Adil takes Sophia to meet the mayor. Sophia tells the mayor the whole story and urges her to stop the swimming race. But the mayor says thousands of soldiers are already present, and the festival will start on time. There can't be any chaos. Angrily, Sophia says the festival must be cancelled, or hundreds of people will be sent to their deaths. If they enter the river, Lollies will eat them one by one, and the mayor has no idea that Lollies is the most dangerous shark in the world. No one can control it. The mayor says, "Listen carefully, sister. The festival will not be cancelled. The government has already spent millions of dollars on it." Then, the mayor orders the police to kill the shark at any cost. The police turn to Sophia for help. Sophia says, "I will make a plan to remove the shark from the river and take it to the sea without harming it." She devises a strategy to trap the shark using a special frequency, briefly sedate it, and safely shift it to the ocean. But before the plan can begin, a restriction is imposed, and Sophia realizes that she herself had tampered with the tracker system. Now she feels regret. However, that is not the only problem. Noura has traced Layla's location and is planning to take him to the sea today. She mentions that the shark is near Suraj's tank. Sophia is warned to stop Noura because some young supporters are also present there, and the area is extremely narrow and dangerous. Sophia replies, "I'm glad you told us," and promises that she will protect her friends no matter what. At night, we see that Noura, Ben, and the other members of the organization have reached the savage area and are getting ready for the mission. Ben seems a little nervous, as if hiding something, but she says, "I'm just worried about you." Then Noura enters the water to prove that sharks are not dangerous to humans, and she starts waiting for lollies. At the same time, Sophia, Adil, and the police arrive and shout, "Get out of the water immediately," but Noura insists on completing the mission. Sophia yells, "What you're doing is dangerous. This shark is bigger than you think. It could destroy your sonar device and even eat you alive." Suddenly, a shark appears near Noura. Sophia immediately realizes it is Lali's daughter, but Noura is thrilled. She approaches the shark and begins to touch it, trying to track it with the sonar device. At that moment, Adil jumps into the water to save Noura. The shark becomes enraged, attacks Noura, and swallows her whole. At that moment, chaos erupts across the entire area, and all the young people flee in fear. Their foolish plan to save the sharks backfires, bringing them close to death. Everyone tries to save themselves, but there's very little space. Many fall into the water, where Lilis and her daughter attack them. Pieces of humans are scattered everywhere in the water, turning it red with blood. The swimmers manage to rescue a few people, but most return with severe injuries, hands or legs missing, barely surviving. The wounded are then taken to a hospital in Paris. There, Sophia stands in shock, unable to believe what has happened. She begins to cry, remembering her husband and her old team. At that moment, Adil sits beside her, offering comfort. After a while, Adil and Sophia are called to the Sever area. When they arrive, they find the body of Laylas's daughter. It is taken to the lab so Sophia can study it, hoping to find some clue. It is then revealed to Sophia that the shark is only 2 months old. And she is pregnant too, and Sophia also learns about the rapidly increasing number of lollies. The most shocking part is that this female shark can give birth on her own without any male shark, meaning she can naturally produce offspring without a male. Sophia realizes that this shark is a huge problem because in just a few months, the lollies' numbers will grow exponentially, posing a serious threat to humans. Therefore, it becomes crucial to eliminate lollies and their entire species, or they could harm humans as well. The next day, Sophia and her team reach the mayor's office and share all the new information. The mayor is furious because the mission has failed and the swimming festival is only a few hours away. She orders them to kill the shark at any cost. Angrily, Sophia asks, "Do you value money more than people's lives?" The mayor, enraged, yells, "Get out!" and decides that the army will now take responsibility for killing the shark. Later, Sophia and Adil sit in a cafe, talking. Sophia says, "If the festival isn't cancelled, there will be a huge disaster, because the mayor is blinded by greed for money. The battle would take place no matter what." Adil said, "Let's join forces and save the world." Together, they made a plan to stop the shark without involving the mayor. Then Adil asked his friends for help. All of them agreed and they formed a team. The first task was to call 2 bomb experts who would place dynamite in the water to eliminate the shark. On the day of the festival, Sophia, Adil, and the entire team dove into the river and moved toward the shark to plant the bombs in its home. Meanwhile, the mayor was busy opening the fair, completely unaware of what was happening. Adil and Sophia's team had prepared everything in their boats for any possible attack. Sophia's team reached the shark's location and saw thousands of sharks. She stopped her team, realizing that the sharks felt threatened by human activity. On the other side, the festival began, and the swimmers jumped into the water. Sophia and her team planted the bombs among the sharks. As soon as the task was completed, everyone tried to surface. Suddenly, a shark attacked, and 2 members of the team were killed. Sophia immediately pulled Adil to safety. They tried to leave quickly, but the bombs exploded sooner than expected, causing a massive blast. The rest of the team was waiting for them above. Sophia carried Adil up to safety. The team put him in the boat since he was injured. Then Sophia decided to go down alone to make sure Laylis was truly dead. But when she returned, she discovered that Laylis was still alive. Suddenly, Laylis attacked the boat, throwing the team off and killing everyone else. Luckily, Adil and Sophia survived and reached the top. Then they saw a shark heading toward the swimmers, so both jumped back into the water to stop it. But it was too late. The shark had already reached the swimmers and started killing them one by one. In a single instant, the river turned red. Human bodies floated everywhere, and the entire area was filled with screams and chaos. Just then, the army arrived and opened fire on Laylis, but the bullets had no effect. The biggest danger was that several bombs were already planted under the river. If someone gets shot, the entire city will be destroyed, and that is exactly what begins to happen. A bullet hits a bomb, causing a massive explosion. The whole city is leveled. After the blast, a terrifying tsunami follows, sweeping through the city. Many people drown, including Sophia and Adil. Sophia surfaces and finds the unconscious Adil. She moves him to a safer spot, and both climb onto a large piece of metal debris. After a while, Adil regains consciousness and asks, "Did we succeed? The shark is dead, right?" Sophia looks at him, tears in her eyes, but says nothing. Adil glances around in shock. Paris is completely submerged, with sharks swimming everywhere. And that's the story. Hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for more thrilling twists and surprises.